Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, thank you for coming tonight and being a part of my speech. So I am speaking on a very, very interesting topic, conversing with ease. So there's two types of people in the world. One person who walks into a room and says, well, I'm here. And another person who walks in a room and says, oh, there you are. It's one topic that is really near and dear to everyone's heart. Have you ever walked into a room full of strangers and immediately felt the cold chill around your body and you looked around the room trying to find a familiar face? The fear and anxiety just came over you and you may have just took out your phone and went into a corner and acted like you were texting someone. I want to talk about how you can overcome that fear and converse with those people in the room. Get to know a stranger to help to make your life even more better. So the thing about conversing with others and conversing with strangers, it's all about three main things that I'll talk about tonight. Number one, understanding your body language. What is your body saying? Number two, understanding the levels of communication. And then number three, having a bit of magic or tricks in your bag. Let's first talk about number one, body language and human behavior. Your body is like an autobiography of who you are. When you walk into a room, and think back of a time when you walked into a room full of people that you may not have necessarily known. What was your body language doing? Were you slumped over? Are you looking down? Were you confident looking throughout the room? Did you make eye contact with other people in the room? Some of the key things to do with your body language is number one, eye contact. Eye contact tells the other person, oh, she's interested in me. He's interested in me. They're confident. Maybe I should go and talk to that person. Eye contact is extremely important. Number two, what is your body language or your stance? Very, very important. Your placement. If you're in a conversation with someone and they're standing here, but your feet are out this way, that tells that person subliminally, you're ready to go. You're not interested in talking to them, right? Placement is extremely important. Your feet should always be facing towards the person that you're speaking to. And then thirdly, show those pearly whites. It's all about a smile. I am more apt to talk to someone who's smiling from across the room than someone who's frowning. Those are some key things as far as your body when it's conversing with others and to come across positively so people can feel comfortable to even talk to you. So next, it's all about communication levels. Now, we all have been in a situation where we have met a stranger and we're just, hello, how are you? And they say, well, that darn president, I can't stand him. I mean, he just does all this crazy stuff. And you're like, well, first of all, I don't even know you. And you don't know if I'm the president's number one fan, right? Mm-hmm. So levels of communication are so important when meeting new people. Level one is just the hello, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the weather. Oh, we're in a room and the projector's still on. You know, you're talking about your surroundings, what's in common at that particular time with you and that person. That's called small talk. Remember, you need to be on the same wavelength with the person you're talking to. Once small talk is exhausted, you would move to level two. Level two is fact disclosure, and this is where you talk about things you have in common, like hobby, your occupation, right? We're still not talking about, oh, my husband beat me last night. You know, we're not there. And you know, you are laughing, but you all have been, I have been in so many conversations where we're on level one and someone goes and I'm just like, weirdo, you know? So be very aware of the level. Level three is when you go into the other person's viewpoints or opinions. You share things, such as politics. Remember, that's level three, not level one. So important to know what level you're on. And then lastly, level four, and this is more so when friendships start to develop, bonds start to develop, is when you talk about personal things like, oh, my child has autism, or he has a problem, or I'm trying to figure out things, just to give you a few examples. So when communicating and talking with others, pay attention to the level that the person is on and progress together. Don't go crazy with the information. The last thing as far as communicating with others is having a bag of tricks. So I want to give you a few tips as far as things you can do next time you're talking with a stranger to make that connection. Number one is sticky eyes. So I mentioned eye contact, but you can use your eyes to give a message to another person. If you're looking at someone from across the room, you can use eye contact to deliver a message to that person. And the longer you connect with the person, the more that you guys are really connecting subliminally, and gives you that welcome to come and speak to them. Another one is the body pivot. So I gave the body pivot earlier. So if I'm talking to Al, I am talking to Al, I'm facing him, my shoulders are straight towards Al, right? And we're having a good conversation back and forth. I'm fully engaged. I'm not like this, I'm not doing this, I'm not picking up my phone. I'm fully engaged with Al. That makes him feel like, wow, she feels like I'm important enough to talk to me. I want to talk more. I want to get to know this person, etc. Now, for an exit, it's important to use your body. So another key thing when you're talking to Al and you're about to exit, you ask a question, a future question. And I'm going to give you an example of this. But you ask a future question and you pivot your foot out. And you thank them for the conversation, maybe give them a compliment, and you exit. I'll show you how that works in a moment. A few other things as far as conversing with others, it's all about being a good listener. When you're talking with others, you shouldn't only be talking about yourself, okay? So it's all about being a good listener and the back and forth. Use what the person is saying to ask other open-ended, closed-ended questions to get to know about them and about the topic that we're discussing. Raised eyebrows, they always show interest. I'm sure you all have talked with people who raise their eyebrows, and to you, that's, oh, they're really listening, right? And lastly, compliments. Compliments are extremely important. You all probably can figure out a time when you met a stranger and they gave you a compliment. How did that make you feel inside? So at this time, I like to do a quick role play with Al Green. I just picked on you, Al, last minute.
All right.
And Al and I are at the 4th of July Festival, downtown Greensboro, and we are waiting in line because our kids are getting their face painted. And it is about 90 degrees outside, very hot, and it's a long line. So we're in line together waiting for our kids to get their face painted. I don't know Al, Al doesn't know me. Al, come on out.
All right.
All right, and just follow my lead. Oh man, it's hot out here.
Oh yeah, it's kind of humid out here today.
I know. How old is your son?
About 7.
7?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks like he's having a lot of fun out here. What kind of activities have you guys been doing?
Well, we've been going to the water park, just looking at the fireworks, just letting them run around, do whatever you want to do.
Tire him out, right?
Yeah, tire him out. And when you get home, you can go to bed and ain't got to worry about it.
Now, how old is he?
7.
Okay, and so is he in school?
Yeah, he's in school.
What school does he go to?
He go to Aloysius.
School of Hard Knocks.
Aloysius, I've heard of that school. I've heard really good things about that school.
Yeah.
Do you like it there?
Yeah, it's good. It's great teacher, great principal, great learning. I mean, hey, he excited about it.
All right, well, my name is Ebony. It's very nice to meet you.
My
Your
name is Al Green.
All right, Al. Well, good luck with the next year coming up, and
All right.
have fun at the 4th of July.
You too. All right. Hey.
All right. All right, so I want to ask a few questions. This is the question Q&A portion of my speech. So Al, how did you feel? How did the role play feel to you?
It felt good, because you felt like a person is friendly, then you can open up and communicate, so
Did you feel like my questions were too invasive, or